Hi, welcome to the final piece, the finale episode. This is part of Sword&Key's HOPEmas lineup, where we join up with the rest of Team SideQuest to raise money for Project Hope. Project Hope focuses on places in crisis to save lives, train in-community healthcare workers, and provide much-needed medical supplies. For more information, you can type exclamation point HOPEmas in chat if you are watching this on Twitch, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go to projecthope.org and go check out the charity there. I'm Dax, and I use she, her pronouns. I'll be the game master today for this final session of Star Wars. But before we do the rest of the instructions, just an FYI that this is a Sword&Key stream. You can find all of Sword&Key's links on beacons.ai/Sword&Key. They have their socials, link to join the Discord, discount codes for some amazing affiliates, and links to all of their charity partners. Now we're going to go around the table and do a quick introduction of who you are and who you're playing, and we're going to kick it off with Angela.
Hello there, lovely beings. Welcome to the last time you'll be seeing me here, Anna Maeve as Alma Faye, the healer, the consular healer who is, she's having some thoughts, she's having some experiences. She's gained more knowledge of the Force. I have lightsaber knowledge, motherfuckers. Let's go. That's me.
Emma.
Hello, my name is Emma. I'm here to play Nyre, they, them pronouns, and a Keldor Ataru Striker Seeker who's having a rough time down the tunnels, but I think it's beginning to go on a bit of an upswing post the last episode.
Janie.
Um, Hi, I'm wait 1 second, sorry.
Do you want me to
Hi, I'm
pop it over to?
Janie.
Okay, go ahead.
I am playing Poppy, um, who is sh- she's happy to be here and eating something fun. Cookies, I think, or chips. Who knows? They're in her pockets.
Val.
Hello everyone, my name is Valiant Dorian. I use him his pronouns, and tonight I have the distinct pleasure of playing Rhalnav Rhŭn, who also uses he him pronouns, our resident guardian, Suriso defender. Um, I wonder where he is. I'm sure you do. Can't wait to find out.
You act like I didn't message you behind the scenes. Anna.
That is me. I am Anna Maeve. Most of the time on the internet, I am Archival Dust Bunny, but tonight I'm Usalia, Dathomirian Night Sister. Both of her pronouns are she, her. Um, and she's been kicking ass, and for once I can say non-sarcastically that she's doing kind of fine.
For now. Not cryptic at all. Last session, the party explored the various tunnels within the cave system on the planet Themis in search of the Rubok crystals. They avoided some dangers, but were hindered by others, both natural and imperial. Beset by various challenges, there were mixed results on how successful each person was as the Force tested their strengths and their resolve. We left them as they were walking down a tunnel toward a dim light. But before we join back up with the group, let's turn our attention to the member of the party that was missed last session. Rhŭn, where we last saw you, you had just run into the tunnel with the rest of your group as you escaped nearly being trampled by the canyon charger. However,
Yes.
something very strange stopped you dead in your tracks and kept you from following the rest of them as they fled into the dark tunnel system. Upon entry, you saw movement off to your right. And upon stopping to get a better look, as the party's defender, I imagine it was almost instinctual.
Oh yeah,
You
for sure.
catch the sight of somebody who you have not seen in a bit. A Weequay female named Rhŭn, who was, I believe, your master, yes?
In another life, yeah. In a different time.
She
How
stands there looking at you, almost judging you in that way that she has. Well,
I
Rhŭn,
Rhal's just like standing within the darkness of this entryway. I think that what little light is here is gleaming off of the sword that he had been wielding to almost in like a pre-parry position, waiting for something to jump out at him. And I think there's a moment fully where Rhaal thought everyone else was directly behind him, because why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be directly behind me, as we always are? Um, and he turns around to almost confirm if what he's seeing before him actually exists, and turns back. Master?
You are looking well, surprisingly.
Surprising. What is this? Some sort of trick? Something else?
No trick. But you cut it a little close back there.
We do what we must, right, Master?
Turning reckless, I see, Padawan.
Well, being careful did very little for us.
Did it now. And she starts to walk almost as if to circle you a little bit. And this is a familiar tactic of hers. You've seen her do this before, where usually when she would lecture you, she would keep moving just to make a point.
She would. And she would always make use of smaller spaces. This is a conversation that's had maybe what feels like a million times before. Ra has always had a bit of a reckless streak, has always been a little arrogant. But it's different now. The arrogance is no longer a child being sure of their abilities. It's morphed into something else. Like like a blade that sits beneath a robe. That's what his arrogance is. And I think he like, unlike when he was a child, Rhaal would at that point would have just like stood still and just followed his master with his eyes. This time Rhalnav actually like follows, like turns his body around to continue, so that every point where she is moving, he is facing her full on. Another one of these. I did what I had to do. I didn't exactly have a master to save me anymore. I didn't have an order to protect me. We were no longer at war because a war required two sides, and well, one side was fully decimated. And I was a child. So, forgive me, Master, if I turned to a more reckless streak. I did what I had to do to survive.
She nods. You watch as the braids sprouting from her mostly bald head shift just a little with her head movement. Oh, Rhaal. There are days that come for all of us when our masters are no longer around, when we find ourselves alone and must be guided by our peers, our companions, friends, ourselves. You've never been alone. The Force has always been with you.
And I think Rhaal kind of like sits with that because it's not like he disagrees. I think we see Rhaal kind of like his little clawed hands picking at stray fabric right by his trousers. An old child habit that has come up
Yay.
now, speaking with a person of authority again. And Rhŭn, as he's picking this, goes, I know that. I've always known that. There are still force-sensitive folks out there. There's still work to be done. And I'm trying, with what I have, to keep this, whatever is left of this.
It seems some of your lessons have been forgotten. Do you not recall what Master Yoda always used to say?
I recall several things, but I'm sure you remind me nonetheless.
She clears her throat. Do or do not. There is no try.
Rhŭn like tilts his head, looking at his master, at the way she imitates Master Yoda, and goes, if Master Yoda was still alive, he'd probably stare at you for that strange imitation. But he did sound like that. From what I remember anyway. It's been so long.
Rhŭn, you should know that there are challenges yet to be faced, challenges you are not quite ready for. You've come here too soon. You should take the opportunity to turn back and come here again when you are far stronger.
Come back. My friends and I risked too much to be here. And I'm sorry, Master, but when am I ever ready? So I figure I'll just do what I do best. And he's like kind of like cracking his knuckles and like rolling his shoulders back. I'll do what I do best. And that is do what needs to be done by any means necessary. Because, well, it's got me this far, right?
Rhŭn, give me a vigilance check.
Great.
Average difficulty, so that'll be 2 purple.
2 purple. All right, 2 purple. Boop, boop. And then I have, that is willpower. So that is 3 in the characteristic, which gives me boop, 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 boop. Gives me 2 of that, and then 1 of the ability. Walk and roll. The result is 2 success, 1 advantage.
Because you've been keeping your eye on your old master this entire conversation, you're able to catch when she suddenly lunges out with a hand, and you're able to dodge it. This is, again, not surprising. She would often reach out and begin a sparring competition with you out of nowhere just to test your awareness.
Master, I know it's been several years, but you haven't changed, even in this form. And I'm not the same little boy. I've grown.
Be aware, my Padawan. You have indeed come here far too soon. You may find the challenge not to your liking if you continue on this path.
There's a small very deep down part of Rhalnav that wants to accept the warning. That there's a moment where we see his like otter eyes widen, hearing that warning, that second confirmation that he is not ready, even though it stings. But Rhalnav, pride, the self-assurance that he has built within himself brick by brick, like a wall to protect himself, uh, will not take it, would not hold on to it. And Raul kind of like this is small like smirk, which is actually kind of a defensive snarl, as he says, "Well, I'm just going to have to see for myself now, won't I? Because I'm not backing down now. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna prove once and for all that I can do whatever I set my mind to." And that I've always been a worthy Padawan.
She walks forward, gets up close, and this time reaches out very gently. And if you let her, she will cup your face with her hand. And she will say, "You have always been a worthy Padawan, though I fear the path you now tread may lead to your undoing." And she will back away. And she will turn to walk off towards the darkness where your companions went. But you notice that as she does so, she kind of fades into the darkness, almost unnaturally so. Rhŭn, I would like you to take a point of conflict.
Okay. Okay.
Contrast between those two voices Val uses is impressive.
Listen, there's Rhalnav who has his thing, and then there's me that's like, ha! Why did I do that?
So Rawl is the version of the Shiba Inu that's like giant buff and like Dorito shaped, while you
Yes.
are the tiny little Shiba Inu
I'm the
doggo
tiny one being
small.
like, Dex, why?
Dex, why are you bullying me? It's like, you asked me to bully you.
And Dax is just like, I didn't do jack or shit. Like, you're the
Pretty
one
much.
that
much.
you're the one that said this. I'm like, well, I know, but
I know.
So
it
I
was
will
awesome.
ask you, Rhŭn, what do you do in response?
I think like Raul sits there for like 2 seconds, right? There's like a heartbeat, a couple of heartbeats that pass as he watches his master like begin to fade into the darkness, and Raul like bites the inside of his lip before going, "Master, wait." And then by the time he like takes like 3 to 4 steps forward, there's only darkness.
And you are once again alone.
So impatient every time. He takes like 2 heartbeats to like collect himself before he calls out for the rest of his companions. Alma? Bobby? Why is it so quiet?
You get no response. Perhaps they've gone too far into the tunnels to hear you.
Did they not bother counting how many were present before moving forward? The force preserve me. As Rhŭn begins to like step more and more into the darkness and is going, Nyre, Usalia, really? How much further did y'all go?
With
Yeah.
that, we're going to scene wipe, and we're going to now head into the session proper. So, players, I would like each of you to roll me one white force die, please.
Okay.
And we'll roll our force side points. And I will say that I rolled mine before game, and I have already added a dark side to the pool.
A dark side.
One dark side.
2 dark side.
One dark side.
Down to Nyre and Poppy to provide us light, which, given their expressions, I don't know.
Might
if
not be
it's-
the case.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
How did this happen?
You decided to try and talk shit and talk big.
I
You
know.
talk. Why do you try and talk to the force
It's
like
a
you're bit hot shit?
It's
Emma,
a
what'd you get?
defense mechanism.
I will in fact bring a little bit of light here with 2 light side.
Let's go.
All
Nice,
hope
nice,
is not
nice.
yet lost.
And Janie, what'd you get for your force die roll?
You're muted, my love,
You're
by the
muted.
way.
You're muted, dear.
Of course I am. I kept hitting the wrong thing and I didn't clear.
Oh, okay.
I I think that's just a Janie problem.
Happens to a lot
So
of people. Don't worry about it.
okay. Final results, 1 light side.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we're bringing it
So
back.
our destiny points pool right now is 3 light side points, 5 dark side points. For the audience, that means that the players only have 3 points available to them right now, but you can donate to give them some extra force points. Might not be a bad
Please!
idea.
Please, it's for a
also-
good cause.
That
Also,
too.
to be honest, that's the best start we've had of these 3 sessions.
Y'all were worse last week.
Oh, it was bad.
Oh,
it
It
was
was
so
like
This is so bad.
3-8. It was
It
like
was
3-8
so
last session in
bad.
row.
Rip.
It
a
was
rough
bad.
one.
And then they kept spending them, which was great. And then there was no pool for the players. Okay. So we return to Poppy, Nyre, Usalia, and Alma, who had been walking down a tunnel towards a dim light after experiencing what I called last session some force shenanigans. Lots of challenges that, as I said in the intro, for some went better than others. As you follow the faint illumination, you come around a bend in the tunnel and you are momentarily halted in your tracks by the sight ahead of you. Glittering crystal spires jut out from the walls of the cave, shining with an inner light that seems to grow more brilliant as you approach. The cave is pristine, and as you step inside, you feel as if the outside world has fallen away, leaving you at peace and one with the Force. Across the way, you see a shadow moving against the illumination. A long enough look reveals Rhŭn coming around a bend himself.
I think you see Rhŭn like raise 2 hands up, being like, "Did none of you count?"
Yeah, I did.
And
There were 4, now there's 5.
why do I bother? Anyway, I'm glad to see that all of you are in one piece.
Mostly. Are you in one piece?
Yeah.
Well, it's nice of you to join us.
It, you know, it would have been nice to know where any of you were. I don't
Well,
know. Not
I
just in the
counted and I told you
not
that there were
just in the
4.
wall. You know, a clue left behind at the entrance. Replying to when I called out either of your names. but it's fine. We're here now,
I
all
didn't
in
hear
one
you.
piece.
I did until you were just over there. And I did count,
Hey,
just so you know. I knew. I said that there were this many people and I counted correctly.
Did you
Nyre
not
is
hear the?
just shifting back and forth, I think, try very clearly looking at Raw with suspicion, trying to determine if they are a vision.
You want to do a
Have,
vibe
have,
check on Rawl?
I would love to do a vibe check on Raw.
Give me a perception check.
Nyre's seen too many things recently in the tunnels.
And for you, your difficulty is going to be, oh, that's not too bad. 1 purple.
Perception, 1 purple. That is 2 success as Nyre is getting is just hovering increasingly closer to Rawl's shoulder, staring with very not well disguised, unmitigated suspicion.
What do you think that these successes represent in your vibe check?
I think as this conversation with I think during that entire conversation with Poppy and Rawl, Nyre is just doing unintentionally an echo of that slow mentor walk around, is doing just a very uncasual walk around to be like, does Rawl's image disappear in certain parts of light? Is Rawl a hologram, a hallucination? No, seems solid. And then finally, you would just feel just a poke on your shoulder very tentatively.
Rhŭn watches you like pace around Rhŭn and does the same thing to you that he did to his master, where he's just like facing you each time. Like his tail swishes in curiosity, and then where do you poke him? My shoulder?
I think just yeah, I think just the shoulder very cautiously to confirm finally that you're real.
All good.
Are you two going to dance?
No, you're real. That was my main concern. We've been seeing a lot of
Ah,
things.
yeah.
But you're
I
not one
mean,
of the things.
no, I am real. In all, an incorrect term, honestly, but I see that none of you are spared from strange happenings, the influence of the Force, undoubtedly.
Did you
Right?
seriously not hear the blaster fire?
No, I was preoccupied with a situation.
Hey, I know how to
So,
use a thing. And she holds up the blaster. Do you want me to blast somebody for you?
just keep the barrel faced away from me. We should be good.
And she turns it around so it's facing away, but now it's like over, like not.
Just make sure the safety is on. And you see that Vral's like immediately nervous, but turns to Usalia. A blast of fire. Were you all attacked? By whom?
A platoon of troopers. They were fairly easy to take care of, but they know we're here, so
Well then, let's quickly get to what we came here for. And make a swift retreat back to our escape, shall we?
Nair, where's the safety on this so that I can make sure that it's off?
it's
Oh
on.
no.
Nyre, having watched before when you were given the blaster initially, when Usalia I believe it was either Usalia or Alma very specifically flipped the safety on, will gently start to equivocate out of that question, clearly not wanting to give you the full knowledge. Yeah, just this area, that's the trigger and the handle, and don't the red switch that's down, that just stays down forever, maybe.
Not forever.
Just gonna interrupt for a PSA to we make light of this as a joke, but just keep in mind gun safety is important, folks out there.
Please.
So please understand that we understand the gravity of the situation. Thanks. Continue.
Not fuck around with gun safety. It's a gun.
Do not. Okay,
What-
so I have a question.
Mhm.
Of the group of you, because I know a couple of you, I believe, have expressed different opinions on whether or not you want a crystal. Who is hoping to get a crystal out of this endeavor? Just so I know. 3 of you. Okay. Okay.
I have a point to prove.
You have a point to prove. Okay.
What?
All right. I'm going to ask then. How do you harvest the crystals? Do you rush forward to just grab a crystal, or do you reach out to the force and see what the force's response is?
Okay, so Poppy is probably going to reach out to the force, but she's got that screwdriver, so she's holding it as she reaches out, trying to figure, like asking the force, how can she, is the screwdriver the right way to do this, or do I
I'm picturing a divining rod now. Thank you, Janie.
I'm just picturing Doctor Who moments of a fucking sonic screwdriver just being pointed at a mound of
There you go.
fucking robot crystals.
Okay. So, Poppy, if you are allowing the force to guide you, tell me what this looks like, what this feels like for Poppy as she is being guided with this screwdriver in hand.
It does look like a particular physician holding out an item that could be considered a screwdriver. But to Poppy, it feels kind of like someone friendly is guiding her. This screwdriver doesn't make noises. I don't think it might.
It potentially could. I mean, there are the slicing kits do have little motorized, almost like screwdrivers that have like those socket turners. So I guess it just depends on which type of screwdriver Poppy grabbed before you left the ship.
Yeah, it might have some noises, maybe a light or two, but yes.
Okay. All right. So you all watch as Poppy begins to walk off towards a spire of crystals, and you can hear ever so often the light whirring and see a little bit of blinking from the screwdriver. Nyre or Rhŭn?
Raul will try to. I mean, this is a coming of age, much delayed for him, right? And this is like a moment where he is meant to be able to, like, he's got all this knowledge, right? Of like, this is how it's meant to happen. I'm meant to walk in here and I'm meant to reach out to the force. And then I forge my saber, and then I am a fully fledged Jedi Knight, right? That is what happens. And I think that's where, like, Rhalnav is reaching to the force, but he's reaching out to the force in that sort of framework. So I think it's a tenuous relationship, and he has to kind of like dig deep a little bit for anything to come through.
What do you think it feels like when that connection finally becomes a little stronger and actually tangible?
I think we see like Raul just like wandering this little cavern and is like looking at all the glittering lights from these crystals. And it's just words and noise currently in his head of like what his master said, what all the other masters said, everything he's ever read, everything he's ever learned, what looks good. And like he starts like getting ahead of himself, thinking about how to craft the saber in the first place, and then when he realizes that, I think his master's voice comes in clearer into his head about how he's not ready. And oftentimes, whenever she said that he was not ready, it's because he's chasing something rather than just waiting. And then he stops. Ral just stops in the middle of the cavern, stock still, and just empties his mind of all the muttering, all the what ifs, all of the questions that he has, and just waits.
You watch as Rhŭn also wanders off into the deeper parts of the cavern. Nyre.
In a way, both I think similar but quite different to Rhŭn. Nyre also veering off into a little side portion of the cavern, away from everyone else, is thinking about the pull, the route that led them a chunk of the way here when they were following the symbols from their old enemy, this much more pure pull from the force than they've ever felt before, and how strong that emotion grew until it almost overwhelmed them. And then what Usalia told them about in that moment, not the force being a tool, an energy, not weighing one side of it or prescribing one side of it too heavily upon oneself. And they, I think, off into a little side part of the cavern, close their eyes and start just walking again along the walls with no tools, just their hand held out, hovering right above the wall, and are trying to tap into that same pull again, but without as much of the fear, without putting any particular expectation on it. They are just waiting for the moment that will say right here, and then they will reach out their hand with their eyes closed.
Before I reveal what happens with those three characters, for the two of you that are not going after Rhubarb crystals, what are you doing?
Keeping watch, I think, maybe 50 feet from where the crystals start, letting our fine friends do their own thing, but keeping watch just to make sure troopers do not find us again.
Give me a vigilance check with two purple, one red.
One failure. So I
Okay.
think she's a bit distracted talking with Alma.
Alma.
Um, I wanted to ask a quick question of our GM.
Sure.
Would there be anything within the realms of what Alma could have studied prior to this for knowing what the traditions are around acquiring a crystal like this for a Jedi?
I think you probably would have uh it's a very important ritual to the Jedi, or was. So you probably would have heard bits and pieces. But I will also leave it up to both Poppy and Rhŭn, since you have been traveling with them for a little bit, that potentially they might have been willing to fill in the blanks, given that the order is no longer a thing anymore. Who knows? Would the two of you have filled in some of the more finer points of the details of this ritual?
If Alma ever asked Rhŭn Rhŭn would have probably told you. At least what he knew from the lens of being a Padawan. The events of the Clone Wars and the subsequent destruction of the Order through Order 66, Rhŭn was really young. He was like in his teens, probably, or at least the equivalent of teens for the Selonians because their age and lifespan is different. But like so everything that he would have told you would have been from a lens of like a teenager on what information he was able to retain from that point. So if you asked, he would have told you.
And Poppy would have told you, but it would have been through a very, how do I say this? Poppy kind of lens.
Oh
So
boy.
you might, it's not as clear as it could be.
I think in that case she would have asked of Rhŭn. At some point, I imagine this is like a quick flashback to that moment, would have asked so
Sure.
that Rhŭn can give the answer.
Love a flashback.
Rhŭn,
Mm-hmm.
the way that Jedi bond with the kyber crystals and such, the color often speaks to their nature, their personality, their ties to how they are pulled by the Force into the world.
Kind of, sort of, yes. Um, just like just like everything that has to do with the Force, there's no like one solid answer. It's the reason why the crystals change color is because when a Jedi enters the trial, finds the crystal, and begins the process of forging their saber, it is their crafting of it, right? They have to craft the blade, they craft the hilt, the housing for the crystal. And the process in of itself influences the color of the crystal. And through that, and distinct from that, it is also the relationship of the Jedi to the Force that influences the color of the crystals. So to answer your question in a long-winded way, yes, and it is also the actual physical and procedural process by which, I mean, if you had, for example, someone who is very meticulous, very patient, craft their saber, then the process would reflect that. And also, through the relationship of the Force, it would also reflect that within the craftsmanship versus someone who are, I don't know, rushing or a little foolhardy with their craft.
But didn't I say that? I said you pick the prettiest color that really speaks to you, and it's a process.
That too.
With that in mind, I think Alma would look to Salia and she would say, I have been led to believe that creating the tools of the Jedi often come from both the influence of the person to the Force, but also their connections and how they choose to construct their weapon. And I would like you to be a part of making mine.
Thought you were abstaining from finding a crystal.
I'm curious about it, as I'm curious about all things. But there is a part of me pulled to this aspect of any journey that a Jedi might have. But should I choose to acquire one, glow, burn bright, or bleed, I wish it to bleed with your influence, not simply my own. I have known the Force, and I have known what it means to connect to others because of you. It would not be right to pursue this without a night sister. And she bows, only mildly mocking something she's probably seen Usalia do once before. But the tone of voice indicates genuine respect.
I don't know how Night Sister magic will affect the crystal or the blade in the end, but I will give my help where you want it. Just hope it doesn't ruin things for you.
It is a part of my life that has you in it. How could it ever ruin it?
Oh, you'd better.
I hope I can do you proud then. You should find your crystal, if that's the case. I'll keep watch.
Yeah, she walks forward, but there is. Again, this is not to play too much with what it means for her to have passed that test or how much she knows, but I imagine for someone like Usalia, who I think, at least for Alma's case, probably associates the most like bodily or visceral like affinity for the Force, you probably sense something different about her. It's probably faint, but it's noticeable.
Good luck, or keep the Force with you, or whatever the Jedi say.
That's the Night Sister equivalent of gay panic right there. Yep. It's like I don't know. I'm gay and I'm not paying attention to this right now.
So then for Alma and Usalia, do you allow the Force to guide you, or does something else guide you instead? And this could be different for both of you. Don't have to share the answer.
Is Usalia helping with finding the crystal or with forging the blade afterwards? I guess is my question for Alma.
That's fair.
I'm inclined to think like the actual forging of it for the influence. I think the finding has to be something that Alma has to do, but I think actually making it, she's like, in her mind, she's like, that one will be too reckless. That one is focusing, and that one is. She just kind of shakes her head in the direction of Nyre. It's not even a comment. It's just like, So, whereas she's like, you literally summon blade, like you have a weapon known as an Ichor blade. Like, she just sees you as the most directly practical manifestation of the Force. She's like, even if you don't know how this works, you're at least the least likely to cause something she doesn't want.
Wow.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah. Very fair, but still, wow.
I just got told off, so
I have no arguments to make in Nyre's defense on this topic.
Okay. So then, Alma, if you're If you allow the Force to guide you, then I will just quickly say for Anna, you watch your companions go off, and they seem to be all leading themselves to different areas of this crystal cavern. And you suddenly feel as if a tension that you didn't know was there relaxes. You feel in the moment that you accede and agree to help Alma craft her saber, this almost feeling of like you've absorbed some sort of power from somewhere and it's almost set something in you to right. You feel like perhaps some test that you've been set against has been passed. For the rest of you, the pull of the Force has taken each of you to a different place within the cave. You now stand, each of you, before a large cluster of rubat crystals that seem to fill your vision. And yet, despite the size and grandeur of the deposit before you, you realize you only need a slight chip of a crystal for a single lightsaber. The inner glow of the rubat deposit seems focused at one point, which seems to sing out to only you. With care and patience, you should be able to extract what you need without disturbing the growth of the other crystals. I would like each of you that are harvesting a crystal to give me a daunting coordination check, and daunting is 4 purple.
There it is. There it is.
Each of us, so that includes me, correct? Just
Yep.
double checking.
Everyone but Usalia, who is
Oh,
doing the guard thing.
what is the thingy again that we're rolling?
Coordination,
Coordination, that's the word.
and that'll be 4 purple difficulty.
4 purple difficulty. And that gives me 1, 2, and that gives me, what is my coordination?
So, I would just like to state for the record, if I pass this, it was done with 2 ability dice against 4 difficulty.
It's possible.
Much like a human flying at least once is possible.
Yes. Yes, not wrong. Great. Now all I can picture is that one goofy cartoon where he like leaps off of someone you hear, yeah. Anyway,
Look, I can make that noise, but I gotta like back up significantly from
Yeah,
this
you're
mic
good.
if you don't want it to blow out people's eardrums.
you all got where I was going with it.
And it's
Is it
just
just
purple,
4
no
purple?
setback.
Correct.
setback
No
die.
purple, no setbacks, no reds, just the 4 purple.
Alas, I can't remove any of them. Darn.
Still, I got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay. Everybody's facial reactions are not giving me much confidence.
This dice roller just like I just look at this dice roller, I'm like, okay, I believe you. That's what I got, you know what I mean?
2 failure, 1 threat.
Okay.
Oh no.
1 success, 3 threat.
Okay. And Poppy?
So just the 4. I don't roll anything else.
4 purple, and then whatever your coordination is.
I don't have
So,
any.
what's your give me 1 second. So you don't have any ranks in coordination, but you do have 2 agility, so it'd be 2 green. 2 green, 4 purple.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Haha, we're in
One,
danger.
2, 3, 4. Okay, roll. Crap. What does it say? Um, 2 success. Let me put my captions back on. 2 success, 6 threat.
Oh God!
Okay.
Oh no!
So what this looks like, Rhŭn, you approach your crystal. As you get closer to it, the singing gets even louder. It is potentially the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. You are able to, with what limited tools you have, wiggle a piece of that crystal off. And you are able to successfully look at your chip and see how brightly it glows.
There's a part of Rhŭn that wants to swell with this sort of like pride and a bit of maybe unearned arrogance. Uh, but then realizes whose lessons he leaned on to even be able to find this, and promptly, even internally, shuts up and just stares and listens to the music of this crystal. And that's growth, everybody.
Yep. For Nyre and Poppy, again, same thing. You are able to extract a chip of your crystal successfully. However, in both of your cases, in the process of doing so, you actually notice that your crystal dims. So the chip that you do extract, while it does still glow, is far dimmer than the original crystal that you approached that was singing to you. You can use your Rhŭn crystal, you can construct your lightsaber, but you do have that little bit of dimness reflecting in your piece. And that suggests, for Poppy, you would know this. I'm not sure if Nyre would. That means that your crystal is all that more fragile. For Alma, with those failures, you go to chip away at your crystal, and at first it seems it's going fine. And then suddenly you watch as the entire crystal deposit shatters. And the rest of the crystals around your specific deposit dim almost into darkness. You can try again if you would like to seek out another crystal. You have that option, but this one is a lost cause. You are muted.
Does it simply just grow dark, or does it any of it shatter?
The one specific crystal you were chipping away at does completely shatter.
I can't give them my crystal, right?
Correct.
I think she would slowly take out her physician's kit and try and walk over to another spot with the vibro knife out and just see if she can be a little bit more delicate and try once more.
Give me another daunting coordination check. As a reminder, you can spend some of those light side points to change one of your green die to a yellow.
You have our permission to do so.
I'm nodding aggressively with thumbs up, saying, "Do it if you choose."
I will change it one more time. I will change it to have 1 proficiency, 1 ability, and the 4 difficulty. And I know I have exactly an idea for one aspect of if it fails again, what
Okay.
happens to her.
Now that you know what the failure means, yeah, absolutely.
5 failure, 2 advantage.
Okay, you fail with style. What does this look like?
I think there's an excitement in her she is never quite known, but she is too eager. And I think there is, for the first time in much of her life, an impatience, and I think that registers. I have a sense of what happens to this deposit she tries to do something to. There is a point where the vibro knife attempts to go in and it fractures the last viable segment of that pocket. And I'm remembering something from a book, I think it was called Hatchet when I was a kid and read it, where it talks about the first time the main character tries to use a bow and arrow when he's trying to fletch it out, like his arrows, it just fractures like in front of him and he barely misses blinding himself because of fragments of it almost hitting his eye, like it hits right above his eyebrow. I think pieces of this just like fracture all over her hands, and they do leave a cut on top of it. And I was spending a second while Dax was talking looking up the symbols of the goddess Maeve. And there is a particular tree that is associated with her that I think this has that symbol, that the formation of it looks like that. It is one related to Bile Mech or something of that sort. I think it's a tree pattern that from her perspective looks like sea anemone, like the tops of those that she might have seen in her own home. Like it's a sign. It's like, we get you're trying, buddy, but this didn't work, not this time.
There are always other crystals as well.
Cue Tom and Jerry-esque cartoon footage of her going through 12 different deposits until it works.
Okay, so I know I can't offer her my crystal, but can I offer her my screwdriver to help?
I mean, you could if Alma wants to make another check.
And we could be here all night with me just keep making checks to see if anything helps.
Yeah, I really want to help Alma if I can.
Alma, if you would like to accept the screwdriver, you may take a boost with your check as well. And Usalia, I would like you to make another vigilance check, please. I am going to, not to be mean about it, but to be nice and put some points back in the player pool. I'm going to spend a dark side
Okay.
point, and I'm going to upgrade one of your difficulties, so it'll be 2 reds, 1 purple for you, Usalia. But that will put bring the light side pool back up to 3.
Yippee!
So it's mean, but it's also nice at the same time. So
We'll immediately
Balance in all
spend that
things.
point to turn it into a proficiency die.
Balance,
Because
balance,
I really
balance.
need it. I will give it another shot. 1 threat. So better, but still not a success.
okay, but so because it was neither a fail nor succeed, what it will look like in this instance is that you do succeed in getting your chip. Because I didn't set up necessarily that you had to succeed, it was just you could not fail.
Which is fair.
So because you neither fail nor succeed, very similar to Poppy and Nyre, you are able to extract your piece of crystal, but it is dimmed in the process because of those threads. So it is an extra fragile piece of crystal.
My only 2 comments in response to that: number 1, if it has any sort of glowing color to it, it's a mixture of a hue of light blue she remembers from fluorescent algae she saw at home and Usalia's Night Sister outfit. Secondly, if we're about to be shot, I would like to recommend me being the one getting shot. I just want to note this for the record.
What'd you get, Anna?
A single success. There was a lot of things on the dice, but it all came out to a single success.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
You're listening keeping an eye on the corners, searching the darkness. And while you don't necessarily see or hear anything, you do feel a tug at your consciousness. And you get a flash of red, a green blade. You get the image of a very familiar face. A woman with dirty blonde hair flashes across your vision. And then you are back in the cave.
Do I recognize this woman?
Believe it is the current leader of the Night Sisters, Usalia.
Hmm. No other context with this vision?
I would say that the face was a look of concern.
This feels like a warning.
Feels like a warning.
Gotcha. Usalia, I think, will step into if like a shadow or back into a crevice if she can, arm down at her side. Again, the green mist twisting out and forming the Iker blade in her hand. And she waits. Because if something's coming, they're going to come regardless. So maybe she can get the jump on them.
All right, party. Those of you that wanted crystals, have them. I was going to ask colors anyway, so Alma has already shared what colors hers is resonating. What about the rest of you?
I think, oh,
Go ahead.
I think for Poppy, it's like like a lavender kind of color. Not quite as purple as the
Mace Windu.
yeah, but lighter.
Like it. Good, good. Ralph?
Ral's is kind of like a deep yellow. Almost like mustard in color.
Nyre?
Nyre's is they do not, I think, to answer the question that you asked earlier, they do not register any of the knowledge that this is a dimmed or fragile version of this crystal, which part of that is because they don't have the foreknowledge that everyone else has. They're working off stories of stories even,
Yep.
and family legends and nothing more. But perhaps more pointedly, as when I described them essentially walking with their eyes closed, I think they reach into that nodule and pull this crystal a little bit fractured and dim, though it is still with the eyes completely closed. They don't even see that dimming happen until it's already out and in its form. I think it's green, just pure green.
Okay. It is at this point I will ask the party, do you take this opportunity to rest and contemplate, heal any wounds before you leave, or are we making a brave escape out of the tunnels?
Poppy would vote for resting and already has like stuff out, even if it's not time to rest.
Poppy's like, it is juice box and waffle time.
Here in the cavern of the Force Crystals.
Yep.
Dinner.
Picnic.
They're blue
I think-
waffles. It's Star Wars.
Yep.
The blue waffles. I think Rhŭn will like go up to Usalia, like crystal in hand, and kind of look to the networks of this cave and say, we could just book it. Head
You can
back.
you can see that she is tense and has her sword summoned in her hand. Danger is already upon us, I think.
So we might as well recover what we can, hey? Okay. All right.
The others, I think, need to rest. Are you good enough to stand watch with me?
Yeah. I'll stand by you.
Remind
He'll
me.
take. Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead.
No, I all I was going to say is that Rhalnav like takes the spot opposite you as we watch the entrance.
Okay. Remind me, who is still missing wounds? I think it's just Nyre, but I could be wrong.
I believe it is just me. Yes, I
Did-
have 3 wounds taken currently.
Okay.
Uh,
Let me check.
And yeah, it's 3 wounds and then a critical injury, but that's different.
Okay. If I think you were given a stim pack last session, so if you want to use that stim pack again, that will give you 4 wounds and basically bring you up to full health.
I have.
But
Sorry,
critical injury is going to require a medicine check.
I have Poppy with 1. She still has 1, and I had hamstrung.
So you also have a critical injury as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so if you you can either do a medicine check for that 1 wound, or you can grab a stim pack and use it to heal you up. For the medicine checks, those are going to be difficulty according to the critical injury rating, which I think hamstrung is 2. Let me double check. Nyre, what was yours?
Mine was overpowered, so
Both of them
average.
are average. So medicine check at 2 purple for both of those would be required.
I will certainly stim pack myself for those remaining 3, and then I will happily make a medicine check on myself if that is how that would work, or if I don't know if it's
Either you can or
myself
somebody
or
can do it for you.
separate, but Nyre certainly is visible off in the corner, just
Sorry.
crumbling and tending to wounds.
Yeah, it's whoever you, I mean, you could do it yourself or you can have somebody else do it who might have better ranks or abilities for it. It's up to you.
Quick,
Uh,
I'll give it a try. I feel like that's a sentence that's about to precede something horrible happening to me, but uh as I said last time, if I just keep rolling, it will get rid of the bad rolls and then the good ones will start.
it wasn't
This
the
is
case for me. I barely managed to get to like 1 thread.
all right, so average difficulty. Uh 1 success, 1 threat for me as Nyre goes to patch himself up.
Do I roll anything other than the 2 purple?
Nope. My brain is drawing a blank. I'm like, why does part of me remember that you need a triumph to heal a critical injury? But then my brain is also going, or is that only when you're also trying to heal wounds?
Okay, these dice don't like me. I got 2 threat.
Wait, wait, Janie, did you add your medicine skill dice to that roll?
Or did you just roll the 2 purple?
Because if you just rolled the 2 purple, no, that wasn't right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you gotta so
No, I
you
don't have a medicine skill.
no, you don't, but you still would roll your intellects. You would still roll 2 green and 2 purple.
That's why.
I'm just double checking something real quick. Don't mind me while I
I'm sorry.
scroll.
So I got final result 2 failure, 2 advantage.
If you have strain to heal, you can use the advantage to heal strain, but otherwise you would not heal anything additional from that.
I don't I don't think I don't think I have any strain.
Okay, yeah, as long as you get a success, your critical injury is healed. Sorry. Thank you for being
All
patient while I double
right.
check the rules. I don't know why I was thinking triumph, so I'm glad we checked. So for Nyre,
I think that would fully heal me on both counts, both wounds and injuries in that case.
yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
But unfortunately, Poppy is left with hers. Okay. So y'all take some time. You have a snack. You patch up some wounds and address some medical issues. The trek back through the tunnels is actually surprisingly easy. You are already aware how to deal with the bad pockets of air. You know the signs of the crystalline webbing and how to avoid that. You don't run into any droids or any troopers, which is good, but at the same time, kind of disturbing. You follow through the canyon, avoiding the notable signs of the Canyon Charger's territory so that you don't run into that thing again. And you head back up and out towards where you last left your ship. As you approach the ship from around the jutting rock formation that had kept it hidden from view, you find an unpleasant sight awaiting you. Imperial troops, led by what appears to be a trooper commander. As the commander turns toward the sound of your approach, you first notice that his left eye has been replaced with a cybernetic one. What stands out to you more, however, is that the vambrace on the right side has been removed to expose a heavily plated cybernetic arm. The commander looks over you all. You're good, I'll grant you that. You've dealt with everything you could have expected, but I'm an exception, and you aren't Jedi. I'm going to ensure you stay that way. His cybernetic arm twists suddenly, and he draws an oversized vibro sword with a speed you can scarcely follow. You can feel his bloodlust emanating through the Force and his hate resonating through you. Negotiation will not be an option. And that is where we are going to break. Thank you very much for the donation for the Triumph. We're going to go take a quick bathroom break, stretch, hydrate, and we'll get back into some combat. So folks, please stick around with us, and we'll see you soon. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for patiently waiting for us on break. Thank you again to whoever donated the triumphs for the players. Like that, they're totally going to need it. So thank you so much for your generosity. So the party is trying to escape, and they have come upon that there's their ship, but their ship is surrounded by a trooper commander and lots of stormtroopers. Before we hop into getting into initiative, I just want to set the scene for you players. So this area is, you're out in this rock planet Themis, and it's got a lot of wide expanse available to you, but there are rock formations about that could potentially provide some cover. There are treacherous, scree-covered slopes scattered throughout the area, but for the most part, it is a generally open space, so keep that in mind. There is a ledge nearby that has a medium range sheer drop, so you basically just want to stay away from the edge as best you can, otherwise risk fall damage. And what you see, as I said before, you got Imperials in front of you. So for mechanic reasons, you got two groups of those troopers that you dealt with in the tunnels, and you've got this commander. And then behind you, hovering over that sheer drop, is a probe droid. So that is what you
Not
are
again.
looking at right now. Okay? Go ahead and roll your vigilance. And as a reminder, there is no difficulty assigned for initiative checks. It is just going to be whatever your initiative is. So if you don't have ranks in vigilance, then it is just whatever your willpower is. So.
That's the wrong die.
And make sure you hit
Uh,
reset before you gather the new die and roll it.
Okay, so I have one rank in vigilance. What would that be?
For you, it'd be 1 green and 1 yellow because you have 2 willpower
One
and the
green,
1
two.
rank. And then once you roll, tell me what you get.
I got 2 success, 1 advantage.
Okay.
2 success for me.
Okay.
1 success, 2 advantage.
Okay.
2 success, 3 advantage.
Okay.
I got 2 success, 1 advantage.
Okay, give me a second. I rolled for all of the NPCs before session. So just do some mental gymnastics here. Okay. And that. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Ay. Okay. So I'm gonna say this out loud, but then I'm gonna put it in Discord so that y'all have a visual. Because this initiative is a lot different than the last 2 combats you've gotten into. NPC, 3 PCs, NPC, PC, NPC, PC. So again, I'll put it in chat, but basically the NPCs are going to kick off the round, and then 3 of you will get to go. I hear puppies walking at my feet, and then there will be an NPC group that gets to go. And we'll kind of alternate a little bit there. 1, 2, 3.
I believe in us. And you can believe in us too by sending donations over and supporting an excellent cause for HOPEmas.
Belief is
really
not
want
always a
the
tangible
Empire to
thing,
win?
but now it is.
Yes, yes it is.
If you would like to truly support us in this moment, give in increments of $15 and $40.
Or you could be daring and see what that $100 donation will do. I mean, there still is time for that to take effect. Just saying. So, as a reminder, players, when it is your turn, there is no set order of who goes when. As long as you go during a PC slot, you get to go once during a round, and you have your free action, and your maneuver. So, let's kick off with that NPC slot, shall we? So, the first thing that's going to happen is that commander, he's drawn his sword. He is going to start running towards you. So he's going to actually spend 1 maneuver to get up to short range. He's going to spend some strain to make that second maneuver. And that will bring him up to engaged range. They are medium range away from you. Keep that in mind as you go into your next turn. And gonna have him make an attack. I'm gonna, just because it's the first round, roll a dice to see who we're gonna go after here, because you all are, as far as he's concerned, you're all kind of weak and not really a threat. So, okay, going after the otter. Sorry, Solonian.
No, not the otter.
Not the otter.
Guy.
Not the otter. By the way, if Cinna does decide to come back and scream, somebody let me know if you can hear her in the audience, because I still have a $5 donation that is pending from last session, and I want to add to that before I make the donation. So, all right, we're gonna make a nice little melee attack here. Got my Val, do you have any melee defense?
Let me go and look. I feel like I should. Hold on. This should be under my armor, right?
It'll be right up by your characteristics
Oh,
stats.
there we go. 1.
You do have 1, so I will add a setback for that.
I feel like it's at the top. It was. Trust your instincts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is your
Please,
soak?
my soak?
Uh-huh.
4?
Okay.
Why you say it like that? Dax, I also have parries. Can I help? Can I save myself?
Um, so if you have parry, I believe you can suffer strain to reduce damage.
Yes, I
So
can suffer
yours
strain to reduce damage, and I also have a thing called improved parry, where if I parry a hit that generated a inverted triangle or three three little guys.
that is so not helpful. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I will show you what I mean.
What page is this on?
I know three
This
little guys, uppies. I understand what an upside
three
down
little
triangle
guys
is,
and
but
up and up.
What
Hold
page
on,
are
hold
you
on.
looking at this?
This is in my ability thingy majiggy, and I will send the picture
into chat.
into chat. Yeah,
Okay.
my ability tree.
Because my character sheet is an older version, so I just want to make sure. All right, so you've
The
got
improved
parry.
improved parry.
All right. So when hit by a melee attack, you suffer 3 strain to reduce the damage by 2,
Mm-hmm.
plus ranks in parry, and you've got 2 ranks in parry, or you just have 1 rank and then you have improved.
Yeah, 1 rank and 1 improved.
Okay, so it'll reduce damage by 3, which is good. Okay. And then improved parry when parrying a hit that generated despair or 3 threats. You may hit the attacker once with. Okay, none of those actually generated, so
Great.
that won't come into effect. But it's very good that you're reducing 3 damage. So your soak is
Yuki.
4. Your soak is 4. I was gonna do 9 damage, so 4 soak brings it down to 5. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and you are reducing it by 3 total. So
Yes.
you're only gonna
Okay.
take 2 wounds. So reduce
Great.
your character sheet by 2 wounds, as well as the 3 strain for the um
Restrain.
parry.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
Can I take my action, please?
Not
Okay.
yet, because he has his incidental to do first, and then it
Okay.
will be APC's
Awesome.
turn. Um, as he's charging forth, and making this attack on Rhŭn, he yells, "I will show you how silly it is to follow such a ridiculous dogma." So now it is the PC's turns, and whoever would like to go may do so.
I would like to, because I
Okay.
want to
Great.
do forewarning.
Okay.
Um,
Um, is
oops.
forewarning
Forewarning
your
says perform the forewarning action. All allies within medium range increase defense by character's force rating until they act in the encounter.
okay? So everybody right now, you are within the medium range of Poppy, so you are going to increase your defense by 2 until um until you act. So basically it'll be a temporary increase.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to do it first, because that gives everybody a little bit of a boost.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep. And that is that an action? Yes, it's an
Yeah,
action.
is
So you
it?
have the opportunity to do a maneuver if you want to draw a weapon. Um, you could do an incidental, which
I
is a free
am
action.
going to draw my blaster, but I remember I don't really know how to use it, so I'm looking a little bit confused.
Okay. 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 So, uh, Poppy shouts out this warning. You all have an increase in your defense by 2 temporarily. There is and you all watch as Poppy draws out this blaster. God help you all. Who would like to go next?
I think the warning, copy's warning is something like, how do I use this thing again?
Oh no.
That would put Rhŭn on so much hyper vigilance and alert that it is
Yes.
a great benefit to the party.
God,
That
it's
does alert
fine.
the
Yeah.
I would love to go next or one of the next two potentially,
Yeah,
though I
I
don't have
should
you
be
can go
within the
first
first
briefly.
3. But
Yeah,
if you
so
want to go next, you're welcome to. I can go after you.
absolutely. Yes, I would like to go for the sake of quick strike, which actually hasn't come up until now, I believe. So you said that we've got the commander who's now closed with us, which, I guess
Yep,
that's
you're
taken
engaged
away
with
needing
him.
to go. We don't need to go to him. The
Nope.
two groups of troopers and then the probe droid.
Correct.
How close is the probe droid to us? And is there anything between us? Is there any landscape or something, or is it just that and the canyon and us?
So, narratively, there are rock formations about. Obviously, I have not provided you with a map, but I will say any rock formations are, let's say, reasonably within short range. So it would take one maneuver to get to a rock formation if you wanted to hide. The probe droid, the drop behind you, I will say is medium distance away. So that's 2 range bands.
If I was to, I'm trying to translate to my mind, but if I was to go part of the way towards that droid to try and make a shot at it easier and potentially try to kind of skid behind or duck behind a rock band as a part of that, so I can have somewhere to duck down afterwards. Would that close me to short range with it? What would that accomplish, if anything? If I'm
So
trying to get a bit
you could
closer
spend
to
a
it.
maneuver to move up 1 range band to put yourself within short distance of the droid. You could always say that there is within that short range, you could always spend a force point to insert a rock formation closer to the group and like say that it exists, because you can insert things into the scene with those light side points. So I mean, like you could spend a second maneuver essentially to, all right. So if you're gonna move towards a rock formation, that would just be the one maneuver, and then you could shoot around the rock formation at the probe droid for an action. You can do those. Yes, is the short response.
Gotcha. I don't know if I'm looking at our force point tallies. I don't think I would quite spend it on that yet, because I would love everyone who's about to be in melee combat to have that resource. So I think I will just move so that I'm within short range to shoot at it.
Okay.
I would love to try, and Nyre is having a vivid recollection of the probe droid down in the canyon. Very vivid, in fact, and how badly it wrecked them in one go. And specifically because that has not acted yet, I believe I have 2 ranks to level. Yes, 2 ranks in quick strike. So I would be adding 2 boosts to that.
Correct.
What is the
So-
difficulty of that shot?
That will be 2 purple.
All right, I will give it a go.
Actually, you know what? No. I gotta get some of these force points moving around. So I'm gonna actually spend one and make that 1 purple, 1 red.
Totally. Love it.
So there are now 3 light side available in the player pool and 5 in the dark side.
This is one of those moments where I'm, especially with a system like this, where I'm like, a benevolent GM, but at what cost?
Yeah. Like, hey, this is also accomplishing my goal of leaving that light side pool. Just
But also-
what's the cost?
I'm gonna gift you a fancy sword as a reward at the end of this, but first I need to immolate a portion of your friend group.
Okay. So what is your shot
That
say?
is 1 success, 3 advantage.
Would you like to use your triumph?
Ooh, remind me how that would weigh in this case.
So triumphs automatically come with a success. So since you didn't have any hanging around failures or anything, you'd essentially have 2 successes. So your damage would be the damage rating on your weapon plus your brawn plus 2. And the triumph itself would give you a significant boon, which could be, you cause critical injuries on the NPC. You can offer up boosts to your allies, number of different things. You could insert something into the scene.
I think I will use it in that case. I think I will use it here. That would be,
Okay.
if that counts as an additional point of damage, then the base damage for, this is why it's the one time I scrolled away from the equipment table, because this is the one that hits really real hard. The base damage on this is the slug thrower, is 7.
Yep.
Plus
Your bronze 2.
brawn is 2, plus 1 success plus the triumph, so that's 11.
Yep.
All right, I'm just checking to see if I've forgotten anything in the course of that. Yeah, all right, 11. Anything else I need to stack on top of that? Or is
Nope.
that total?
Nope,
Great.
that is it.
And then
And
for
then for your triumph?
for my triumph significant boon, I would love to. I'm trying to decide how it would manifest, but Nyre is certainly trying to seize the variety of enemies we have and immediately understands that this is divide and conquer, if nothing else. If they try to directly engage with this absolutely terrifying individual in front of them, that is not going to go well. That's what they want to do. They would like to jump into this, but I would love to do something, and I'm not quite sure what, but I would love to do something mechanically or narratively to set up Usalia, who I know is coming next.
Okay.
And
so you're gonna give the
doing
boost
that.
to any allied's next check.
Yes.
Okay. What does that look like? Is it a call? Is it an action?
Nyre is doing their very best to run in the opposite direction to the fight in a way that nonetheless communicates to everyone they're not actually running away.
Okay.
They don't want you to think they're running away. They're not. They're running towards the droid. And so as they're jogging, we'll just call it spread out. I've got this one. I think. I hope.
That waning confidence is so inspiring.
The voice is Doppler affecting off into the distance as they start sprinting.
Okay. Anything else, or is that Usalia's turn?
That's me.
Okay, then
That's
Usalia.
Nyre's turn.
I think you said you wanted to. Well, I meant like, is there anything else, or are we shifting to Usalia's? Because Anna had said that she wanted to go next. So that's more what I meant to say.
Yes, I need to insert my body between the big sword and the rest of everyone else.
That
How
sounds
many
like
maneuvers?
such a personal problem.
How many maneuvers do I need to get up there? Is it just one? Is he close
He's
enough?
engaged with you already.
Oh, he's engaged. Oh,
Yep,
amazing.
you were
Yeah.
right there.
As he runs up on Rhaul, Usalia kind of leaps forward, landing with a burst of green ichor mist around her. And to his response about the dogma, just growls under her breath, "I couldn't agree more," and will swing out at him.
Okay. So it'll be one purple, one red.
Purple, one red, and then a boost from Nyre.
Correct.
Okay. 2 proficiency, 3 ability. Final result. Outlet. Okay, final result: 1 success, 5 advantage.
Okay.
How many levels of Sunder is it? 4 or 5 to destroy an item? I forget.
Well, let me take a look. So you have a triumph. You can technically destroy the item, his weapon with the triumph.
That's true.
So you don't have to worry about Sunder for that. But
Okay.
hi,
I will
baby.
do that.
Trigger to damage the weapon or item is so basically however you whatever level it is. What level is your Sunder again? It says like Sunder 1, I think. Sunder 2.
It is, I think it's just Sunder 1, yeah.
Okay.
Let me check. It's just Sunder. So I guess Sunder 1, yeah.
Okay. So you wouldn't be able to destroy it with the Sunder, but you would be able to damage it. And like I said, if you wanted to outright destroy it, you can
Yeah, I'll use the triumph. Can I use the triumph to destroy it?
Yeah, it's in this instance is force the target to drop a weapon it is wielding. You can have the attack disable the opponent or a piece of gear rather than dealing wounds or strain. Are the 2 options that you could argue. Now, since the weapon is technically attached, it would be the route of you can disable the weapon. So we can call this narratively that you are somehow basically destroying this sword of his.
Okay. Yeah, Usalia leaps forward and jams her Iker blade through the kind of the separate layers of this vibro sword, jamming
Nice.
it up and into his ribs. So that was the triumph. I'm going to spend 2 advantage to activate my critical.
Okay.
How many did I have? 5 advantage. Can I stack on the critical or no? Because I know there's a
How
way to
many
get
do you need to
plus
activate
10.
a critical?
Just 2. I know there's ways to get plus 10 added to the critical roll, but I can't remember.
Yeah, those are I think it's what is it? Vicious, you add
Okay.
10.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
but if you
so
would like to use 2 separate sets, it's charity one shot, go for it. You can add 2 critical injuries and critical injuries stack. So, let's see. You're applying at least 1, right?
yes, I'll apply 2 criticals and I'll use the last one to recover 1 strain.
So the first one is 13. Which means target drops whatever's in hand. Well, we've already addressed this. And then 34, which gets added to that. 13, 4, 40. Okay. Target increases the difficulty of all intellect and cunning checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. Okay.
Okay. And then 10 damage.
He's going to spend 3 strain to shrug off an additional 6. And he's got a soak of 5. So you don't do any damage, but you do.
Okay. I do have pierce 2 on my sword.
Okay, so you will do 2 damage then. You do 2 damage after all that.
I disabled his sword. That's
You
the
disabled
important
the
part
sword.
here. Yeah, she
Okay.
jams through the layers of the vibro sword into his ribs and just gives him a smirk as the blood kind of soaks into his armor.
Okay. Yeah. So that was your action. Do you have any maneuvers or incidentals that you would like to use?
Let me check maneuvers real quick.
Because I know you're not going to want to move, and I don't remember if you have any abilities that take a maneuver to activate.
I'm just looking at a list of combat maneuvers that I have. Can I do guarded stance?
Sure, and that's
As a maneuver?
adding defense, right? Setback?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus
Okay.
1 melee defense.
Okay. It is now an NPC turn. So the droid is going to use its maneuver to move up close to you, Nyre. And then it is going to activate its self-destruct mechanism.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah.
That's an escalation.
what's your
there,
soak?
pal.
What's your soak?
My soak is 3.
Okay, you are going to take 7 wounds after soak.
Okay.
It's an
Honestly,
explosion
Did
that
you
will
s-
do 10 damage to engaged characters. It
honestly,
had
better than I
1
feared.
wound left. So it was
Yeah.
okay. And that is it for that NPC. So we now have a PC slot. So that is either Alma or Rhalnav.
You're muted on your end, Rhŭn.
I'm so upset.
I would be too.
I'm
This motherfucker just exploded.
He just exploded. I think we like Nyre, you went forward and you're like, yeah, we gotta spread out. Boom.
You
That's
hear Nyre yelling like, I got this, I think Doppler effect silence, and then you hear an explosion, just like a yelp of pain, and then just a string of curses.
I think they only kind of got this. And I from the parry stance, like what Rhalnav will do is like spin through the now disabled blade And what I would like to do. So, a maneuver is different from like taking an action. Is that correct?
Yes, so your action can be
Okay.
like doing your weapon. Maneuvers are movement or activating abilities that require a maneuver.
Yeah, okay. So, interesting. So with that, I would like to do I would like to activate my defensive stance
Okay.
to spend, well, I can only spend the one strain to do this. Um eh, because it cannot exceed your rank's defensive stance to upgrade the difficulty of all incoming melee attacks by equal number for the next round. So that's that's a +1. I have to keep track of all my pluses. Um, so that's the maneuver I will take. And then now that this guy's been effectively disarmed by Usalia, I kind of want to mount our advantage here and try and hit him. Try and do an attack on this guy.
Okay.
Cool. What do I have to do? How do I suffer in this role? Tell me.
So you're using which weapon?
I only have my
Your ancient sword?
My ancient sword. I don't have a lightsaber yet.
Okay.
So, ancient
So
sword.
it is going to be two yellow, and it'll be one purple, one red
One
will be
purple,
your
one red.
difficulty. Yep.
Okay. And there's nothing else answering the roll, right? Yep. Okay. 2 yellow, 1 purple, 1 red. Let's go. 1 threat.
Okay. So you don't quite hit your target. What does this look like?
I think what this looks like is that as Rhŭn moves into a defensive stance, he spins his blade and pushes it forward. And I think what happens is that the blade maybe catches onto maybe the hilt of the blade, the crossguard catches onto this commander's cybernetic arm, so he's not actually able to push any further to actually. Basically, what he would try to do is swap stances and then stab, but because he's stuck, he can't quite do that. So they're kind of blocked in this position as Rhŭn is like snarling with big otter teeth. And I
Big
think
old
that's
fuzzy
about
otter.
all yeah, big old fuzzy otter. I think that's all I can do with my turn.
Okay. All right.
I tried, y'all.
You did. You did try. All right. That means one more NPC before Alma gets to go.
Sorry,
So
Alma.
the troopers are going to split up. One group is you're going to watch as they like run to a nearby rock formation with their maneuver, and then they are going to take a shot at the party with their action, because why not? Why wouldn't you want to take a pot shot at the party? And party, you remember from last session, these are the blaster carbines. They hit hard. So
Vivid
I'm
memories are returning.
I'm sorry, is all I'm going to say. Now that's going to be at Alma. Sorry. So Alma does have a ranged defense because of Poppy's thing. So I got to make sure I add that in. And
For those who are about to die, we salute you. Fare thee well,
Fine.
friends.
We're saluting ourselves.
Okay.
I'm aware.
So,
I didn't
so
stutter.
good thing for you players. So, you all watch as these, well, maybe you don't watch per se, but you notice that these group of troopers go off and run towards a rock formation. All of a sudden, you start seeing pew pew lasers are shooting out from that rock formation. But unfortunately, these shots go wide, and you can hear the crack of rock as it splits and breaks from being impacted by these laser shots. Alma, you are up.
They missed?
They missed.
They're troopers.
Fuck.
Rude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I hit y'all pretty good last session. Don't give me that they're troopers bullshit.
We are quick to jump
Dax was like,
down.
what? Dax said, what was that? Should I up the difficulty? You said.
What was that? Somebody talking shit in blaster range?
All right,
And in
Alma, you are
range?
up
I'm
before the last
okay.
group of troopers gets to go.
The commander is engaged with me currently, correct?
Correct, because you were all kind of like rushing to the ship together, so he's like
Okay.
within engaged range of everybody but Nyre at this point.
Okay then. We're about to do what's called a foolish gamer move
Oh boy.
here. So number one, I'm going to use a maneuver to aim.
Good. Yes.
I am going to try and target his arm to hinder it even more. Just to
Okay.
truly, truly fuck over everything about this man trying to wield a sword. Because
Okay.
aim specifically says I can target a specific part of the target.
You can.
I'm
Yep.
hitting that fucking arm.
Yep. So you'll add a boost to your roll.
So that's that.
Still 1 purple, 1 red is your difficulty.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take 2 strain, and I'm going to aim again, which means I now have 2 boosts to my next one. And I
Okay.
did have the vibro knife out previously.
Yep.
If I can't land on his arm, I'm also aiming for the fucking eye as well, because I'm really annoyed with this thing looking at us.
Okay.
Swing away. This is my action. I'm gonna try and hit him with this fucking vibro knife.
Let's see how you do.
I don't expect very well, but let's do it. So vibro knife, that would be melee skill, which I don't have anything. I don't have ranks in it, so it's just brawn. So that would be
Correct.
2 green.
Correct.
Okay, so 2 green plus 2 boost. So 2 ability, 2 boost, and the difficulty is it 2 purple or is it 1 purple and 1 red?
1 purple, 1 red.
I was afraid of that.
He's an adversary.
I'm aware. Fairly well. Friends.
No.
3 advantage. Damn, so close, so close. Oh wait, I haven't actually used my triumph though.
You could use your triumph.
I'm gonna use my triumph here.
Okay, so that will leave
Because-
you with a success, a significant boon, and your 3 advantage. So, okay, so with your vibro knife, that is your brawn is what, 2?
My brawn is 2. It has
And-
pierce 2 and vicious 1.
Yep, and you get 1 damage per success, so it'll be 3 damage. Pierce 2 will get rid of 2 of his soak. And Vicious will
Vicious, I believe, would only be on a crit.
no, it
correct?
won't come on into well. Would you like to spend 2 of those advantages to roll on the critical injury table?
Oh yes.
Then go ahead and roll me a D100.
And God said, "Let this man fuck around and find out." And God, me, responded in kind.
It's me, God.
God.
Closed loop process.
73.
Which is actually 83 because you're vicious.
Ah, yes, because adds 10 to it for.
Till the end of
makes
the
10 for
encounter, the
each.
target cannot voluntarily suffer strain to activate abilities or gain additional maneuvers, which means he can no
This will be
longer
fun.
parry.
Get fucked, nerd!
Hell yes.
Okay.
I will be the only guy parrying around these parts.
I have a way narratively to justify that if you'd like, Dax.
Sure, yeah, and all I'm going to say is that mechanically, because of the pierce, you are going to do two damage.
Okay.
So go ahead and I will just quick reminders because I know you said you had 2 options of what you were going to aim at. If we are going to stick with this cybernetic eye, please do not go
I'm
into
not
detail
doing
just so that
Igor.
we don't cross any lines of bills. Okay,
Nope, nope, nope.
carry on.
I find it rather amusing that you, of all people, would talk about a dogma. Like, not even with real actual, like, concerted effort. It's just like she just moves with an almost apathetic energy towards him and just bink.
I almost
Right.
spit out my water. I chose the wrong time to rehydrate.
You did.
It's like your mom saying, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Like,
I'm just disappointed.
That's basically Alma's character as a scientist. She's the scientist equivalent of any time anyone says something foolish.
Ugh.
Just like, you're trying so hard, sweetie. That's the energy she has.
okay.
That's my turn. I've hit him in the eye.
All right. The last slot goes to the final set of NPCs. The other troopers are going to, let me double check the stat block real quick. They are going to also shoot. They're not going to bother moving up. They're just gonna kind of chill out a little bit. And we're gonna go for Usalia.
Range defensive 2.
1,
Currently.
2, 3. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta add one more setback die. Okay, that actually wasn't terrible. 3. All right, and all of my advantages got canceled out with that additional setback. So what's your soak?
6.
Okay. You're gonna take 6 wounds as you feel one of the blasters impact you. And that will be it for the first round. I will say, Anna, Usalia, upon getting impacted by that blaster, you suddenly get that vision of that woman's face again. Only this time it is followed up by the sight of a twin ion engine hurtling across a desert planet and the sight of troopers overwhelming your group. And then you are brought back to the present. We are up to round 2. The commander has no weapon anymore. But I mean, that doesn't mean he can't do shit. So he's going to
I am in kicking range.
I am in punching range.
So
Classic kick and punch.
as you all have his right arm trapped and engaged, you're all very close. You all suddenly hear a click and the sound of something thudding as it impacts the ground. I need to roll real quick for this. I believe everybody still has their 2 defense because, right?
Is this
Or
melee?
Yes.
this will be considered a ranged attack.
Yeah, so 2.
Okay. 2. And da 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 da. Okay.
Is this impacting me at all out of curiosity or just everybody else?
Nope, just
That
the
feels-
group that surrounds just
Feels
everybody
cruel to
but you.
ask. Cool.
Everybody but you.
It's okay. I have my own problems back here with this poor droid.
I got my own problems. No.
Okay. You all suddenly are nearly deafened by the sound of an explosion as a frag grenade goes off at your feet. You will take 9 damage before your soak. Okay.
Okay. This is considered a ranged attack?
Yeah, because technically it's something that you would throw, but he's
Yeah.
dropping it to the feet. But it's in my case, it's a ranged light thing I have to trigger off of. It
Yeah.
blasts up to medium range. So like I said, Nyre is not impacted by this, and it is blast 6, so it does encompass everybody, including him. So
Yeah, I'll just take it. I'm not worth reflecting that right now. Okay, I guess I suffer.
you all hear that high-pitched wheeling noise. With that is 3 PC slots. Who would like to take the first one?
All right, go ahead, Janie.
Okay. Um, so that really hit Poppy a lot. As in Poppy's down to 2 health.
Okay.
Um, I want to use a force action.
Okay. Which one?
I want to use bind.
Okay.
And I want to, so that's a force point. Is that okay with everyone? Because I want to bind the commander from
Well, you have
doing
to
it.
roll a force die.
Okay.
It's not a force
Okay.
point yet. So you have to roll me
Okay.
a white for up to 2 force die because you have 2 rating. So roll me 2 white force die and tell me what the results are.
For light side.
Okay, so you are able to activate the power without having to spend any of the destiny points, so you don't have to worry
Okay.
about that. Is this just the basic that you're doing?
Um, that I want to ask about because I'm not because I use all of my XP for this power. And one of my things is I could spend a point to disorient the target. Is
Which
that
upgrade was that?
strength?
It was the strength. Okay. I mean, yeah, if you want to
Does that bind and disorient him or just disorient?
force user will restrain an enemy, preventing the target from acting. You can spend a light side point, which you rolled to immobilize the target within short range till the end of the next turn. That's fine. And then you can spend an additional light side point, which you have available to you to disorient the target for a number of rounds.
Okay,
So you can do
so
both.
okay, I'm gonna
You
do
rolled
both.
enough.
I'm going to, I think I'm going to like, just like, would you hold on a minute? I'm trying to figure this thing out. And I'm like looking at the weapon and I just kind of hold my hand up as I'm
Could
looking
you
at
imagine
the,
telling the bad guy, pause, timeout? Okay. Yeah, he's
It has a
immobilized and
powerful energy. It has
disoriented.
a powerful energy when you say that.
yeah, I don't think I can do anything about my health points. So I'm just like, hold up.
Okay.
But you can see it, Poppy's pretty bad off. So
Okay. Anything else or
I don't think I can do anything else, can I?
that was your action. You could do if you wanted to move out of the way, you could do maneuver so you're not shooting into melee, but that's up to you. You don't have
I
to
think
do.
I'm going to move out of the way so that the people who have the actual points could get hit and not me, please.
Okay. It's fair. Okay. Another PC slot. Who wants to go?
Let Usalia go.
I can go. Usalia shakes her head for a moment and shouts out to the group. They have reinforcements coming. Rawl, secure the ship as quickly as you can.
Heard.
And then kind of shoulder checks this commander and stabs into him again with the Iker blade, or at least attempts to.
Okay. Go ahead and it's still 1 purple, 1 red for your difficulty.
Okay.
And he can no longer parry and reduce any incoming damage.
Amazing. So that's 4 success and 1 threat, and my blade always produces an advantage.
What time is it? 9:35.
4 success.
Two
More
So
hours of playtime.
4 plus uh your base damage was what again?
Base damage is 10.
And your brawn is so 18.
No, sorry, base damage is 5 plus brawn 5, so it's like 10 is my normal
Okay,
attack.
okay.
Yeah.
That okay.
So
So you were
12
already including
or
brawn. So 14.
or 14, yeah. And then my 1 advantage.
Uh-huh.
I will activate my item quality. I'm going to sunder his armor.
Okay. Remind me,
then-
does your Iker blade have any pierce or anything like that?
Yes, it has Pierce 2.
How do you want to do this?
Yes! Yes! Let's go, Usalia!
Yeah. Because I'm also going to do a maneuver as well to keep
Okay.
myself moving. So I think that's part of this. She stabs into his side and spins, and as she spins, she cuts her own hand. the green mist spilling out. She breathes it in. I'm going to do Ichor Transfusion as my maneuver to transfer wounds to strain. So I'm going to transfer 5 wounds to strain. And then as she spins around, just through the neck.
As you take out this commander, you get a flash of imagery from a pale, wrinkled face obscured by a dark hood. The image seems to be laughing. It is only a momentary vision. Take 7 conflict.
7 conflict. Amazing.
I will say with the death of the commander, Rhŭn, if you try to run towards the ship, the troopers do not stop you. They actually will run from the group of you. We are out of combat.
Okay.
I will just give a quick little note here. Good frick Lord, I just cannot believe that. Wow, just okay. So
We're all basking in the joy and silence of this.
y'all make it back to the ship. You find that the reason that the ship and Nyre didn't come to help you is that she had been actually tied up and put in her own brig. So you know, once you are able to unshackle her, then you are able to escape from HOPEmas. And I would like everybody real quick, since it was presumed that you had the rest of the pieces of your lightsaber, anybody who wants to try constructing their lightsaber, give me a daunting mechanics check. And that is how we will end the session.
Wonderful. How many of the difficulty do I add? 3?
4 purple.
4.
Daunting is
4
4.
purple. Oh, and this is a. Sorry, what skills will we be using?
Mechanics.
Mechanics. I sure ain't got nothing in that.
Said 4
I
difficulty,
am-
correct, Dax?
Correct.
I am intelligent.
How many force die how many points do we have left?
You have 3 light side that are available to you.
While they are all constructing their lightsabers.
I will also add, I will just give you this too. I did make a note that if it is assumed that Rhŭn and Poppy shared any of their previous knowledge from what they knew, you can reduce the difficulty check to a hard check. So
How
that
does
that is up to the group of you to decide.
Yeah. I
Poppy
mean,
would have shared, but I have a question. How does using my triumph work?
If you insert it, you would get an automatic success
Okay.
to add it to your roll.
Okay.
I will also use a triumph.
'Cause
My
I think-
other triumph that
I think it was Alma, Poppy, and Rhŭn did not use the donated triumphs, I believe.
Not yet.
No, I had to
You
use
did
mine
use yours,
for
okay.
my hit.
Thank you. I
I
had
went with the
would-
man's eye.
Thank you for being honest.
And is it
I
just the
am-
3 purple that I roll? Because I don't know how many others.
Mechanics.
For you, it would be daunting. It's the reduced difficulty would be for those that do not have masters, if you're willing to share. It's a kind of an adjustment thing because they don't
Yeah.
have the access to the prior knowledge of how the Jedi Order would work.
No, I just meant with because I know it's not just the 3 purples. It could be green or yellow too, but that doesn't show up on my sheet for some reason.
Yeah, that's right. You had that weird quirk with your PDF. So it's just your intellect, so it'd be 2 green, and then it'd be 4 purple for you, Poppy.
I have already used my triumph. If there are still force points available, I would not mind taking one, but that is only if that is
Yeah,
all right
same.
with
It
the
is
group.
only depending on who doesn't want to use it.
I would second that. Yes, I do not wish to take them away from anybody.
So really,
Okay.
it comes down to Rhŭn or Poppy. Which one of you wants to use the third voice? The voice
I
Um,
voice?
have
Who
one
needs it?
success and 2 threat, but I want to use my triumph.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess that leaves a force point for the
And if I
rest
can
of
help
us.
anybody, I would like to.
Who wants to take a force die? Go ahead and take it. Okay.
The two of them are.
Okay, then that leaves one left, right?
Yep.
Okay, then I'll take the last one. Perfect.
And
Yippee.
it upgrades an ability to proficiency, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you turn a green to a yellow.
What does that sound mean?
One success
no.
and one advantage, and I am using my triumph to add a success to it because I'm not messing around with the messiness of a lightsaber.
That is 3 success, 3 threat for me, which is way more successes than I thought I would be rolling based on the dice that I'm rolling.
I was at 0 success. Like I was just 0 on everything before that proficiency die roll was added to it, which had 1 success. So I have exactly 1 success on this.
Rawl.
I rolled 1 success, 1 advantage, but I would like to use my triumph because I'm not messing with.
Okay.
I'm not
I thought
messing
that's
with
what you said,
lightsaber shenanigans. No explodies here, please.
2 small things we're going to say before we head into outros. One is that all of you succeed. It takes you 3 days of careful concentration and assembly, but you are all able to successfully build your lightsaber. Usalia, while they spend 3 days constructing their lightsabers, you had a special request that you DM'd me. What would that be?
Yeah, I think towards the end of when they're constructing them, once Usalia sees that they're going to be successful with that, she steps off into one of the bunks and pulls up a hologram message and sends one off to her coven mother, the one who sent her on this mission. Her sister Giesh had seen what had happened, but it was her coven mother, Mother Elsbeth, that had sent her on this mission. And she just sends off, it's done. The Padawan is alive, and the Resistance will have 4 more lightsabers, just like you wanted. Oh no, did we lose Dex?
Dax, no, come back!
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dax, come back!
Dax
The
was so
hologram-
shocked by this, despite
The
thought
hologram
she
was
was
too
in deep-
powerful.
She was in
Too
deep
powerful.
contemplation. You know what I
God
mean? That's why I
damn
thought
it.
I was like, oh, Dax is getting to character of the coven mother. Like
It's the
she's
message
really
lag across the
she's-
galaxy.
Yeah.
she's really feeling it.
Was it Poppy
Long
saying,
distance
hold
mess-
on a minute?
It
The
kicked
ship
it.
goes through like a dead zone. Everything
Is that-
flickers.
Hello, coven mother. Hello, hello.
You're coming
Can you
in
hear
real
me?
faint. You're going through a space tunnel?
Just
Sorry,
start
did I
walking
put
along
everybody,
the
did I put it on hold again? Sorry, that happens.
just starts walking through the ship. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
Can
okay,
you hear
okay.
me now? No. Okay. Jesus.
So funny.
That is the funniest possible point for that to
That
occur,
is
I must say.
quite frankly the best possible place for it to happen.
But we did it, y'all. We got lightsabers. And folks, before the stream ends, we've got, let's see, $35 away from our $200 goal. Take this opportunity to go and donate to an incredible cause, please. We would greatly appreciate it. Even if we can't benefit from it mechanically, you can go and benefit an incredible
The
cause
world.
with the world with your generosity. So thank you very, very much for supporting the stream and supporting us.
Thank you all who have been donating, for giving us the means to ensure that the otter lived. Poppy's
Yes.
alive despite almost dying in one shot.
Oh my gosh, I was 2 away from dying.
I was mentally, the second I heard 9, I was mentally doing a tally of you taking 10 points last session and being 1 away, and I was like, oh no. No, that's not good.
Oh
Danger.
no.
How have
Danger.
I taken 7 back here with the self-destructing droid and I'm doing better than most of you?
It's so
I-
funny because Rhalnav was planning on like securing the ship and be like, all right, part of me securing the ship is collecting Nyre along the way, like grabbing you by the scruff of your neck.
I'm delighted by that.
By the way, we see Dax again. I can't
Dax has
hear her.
returned.
Okay, I see Dax. I don't know if I can't hear her yet.
That's because Zoom decided to mute my mic when I restarted the
Gotcha.
computer.
Naturally.
Sorry about that, folks.
You're fine.
I'm not gonna ask Anna to repeat any of that. I will just go watch it later. Um, why is it saying I'm muted in meets? Why? There we go. There should be fixed now. Okay. Uh, sorry. Okay, so let's hop into outros and the outed notice and stuff so that we can get out on time. I will just say as the scene fades and the party is left doing all the things that they were just describing while I was SOL. We watch as the camera pans back down to Femus, and we watch as 2 figures seem to walk along the site of this battle that just recently occurred. There is, where is there it is. It's at the top. Of course it's at the top. Why wouldn't it be at the top? A humanoid male with light mint grayish blue skin, light tinted eyes that tilt slightly upward, wearing gray and black armor and a circular domed helmet, followed by a female Mirialan wearing black armor and a pointed helm. Both of those looking over the signs of the battle and just shaking their head. And that is where the session will end. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll have the players do some outros where they tell you where you can find them and who they are. And then I will take care of some channel news after that. So players, take it away. We'll start with Angela.
Hello there, lovely beans. It has been an absolute pleasure to be on this cast with everyone here, as I have been playing Alma Faye, the Kaminoan consular healer who is heavily inspired by Nala Se from the Clone Wars. Just trying to do her, I think, someone inspired by the kinds of terrible decisions she made and then trying to make up for very bad decisions. If you want to find me somewhere else running games, you can see me here on Sword&Key Monday for the finale of Summer in Carcosa. We are at the end of our Eldritch Horror Summer Camp experience. They've met the Eldritch Horror. He's stolen a Selkie's sealskin, and if you know anything about Selkies, that's the rudest thing you can do.
That is so rude.
Just imagine Cthulhu just going and being like, yoink. That's basically it. But if you want to catch me running a game there on Mondays for one more time, or over on Valdrian's channel running Quietus Kingdom, Kingdom of Death in the Fabula Ultima system. We have a boss battle this Friday, and I'm so excited for that. And Anna's going to be there too. Hopefully she won't die. I'm hoping she doesn't. That's me.
Emma?
Hello, I am Emma. This has been an absolute joy. I have played Nyre, who now has a lightsaber and will cause problems with it across the galaxy. Please know that in your hearts for a fact. I currently cannot be found anywhere publicly on social medias and the like, though I hope for that to change in the new year. You can, however, find me across a variety of different channels, jumping in on one-shots and campaigns here and there. And in particular, you can also find a bevy of my work at arrhythmia.card.co. Arrhythmia is a queer haunted house horror audio drama that I made and wrote and am one of the actors in. And it's all released now. There's 10 episodes. It's about 4 hours long. Go listen to it. It's a fun time.
And next is Janie.
I am Janie. I played Poppy, the mystic seer who just was kind of here. but did really well. So there's that. And you can find me on Sunday on this channel for Nightmares on the Frontier. There's nothing else right now, but we'll see what happens in the future. And I'm on BlueSky at Janie Potts.
And Val?
Hello, folks. My name is Valiant Dorian. I use his pronouns. You can find me all across the internet at Valiant Dorian or at Auto Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. Tonight, I had the distinct pleasure of playing your favorite otter, arrogant otter, I should say, Rhalnav Rhŭn, who also uses him pronouns. If you like the stuff that I do here, well, I'm a TTRPG actual play performer, Twitch variety streamer, game designer, and talk show host. Wear of many hats, and most of my programming will be returning in 2026. I take a little bit of a break for the holidays. But before the break for the holidays, folks, if you're in the mood for a runway holiday special, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be over at Tiny No Tales' Twitch channel, where we will be returning with the Doomsayers for a special holiday special. We will be raising funds for one of our beloved community members, Amihan, for their mutual aid. So if folks want to come on down, support a member of the community, as well as watch three messy demigod folks where I literally play Astyanax from, as in the son of Hector Astyanax, alongside Kai, who plays Patroclus, and Calamity playing the goddess of the underworld. If you think that's wild, you should come and join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for that show. And of course, on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be back with Transparent RPG. We're doing a community night stream as we talk all things Chaos Protocol, before we wrap up for the year. That's me.
And Anna?
That is me. I'm Anna Maeve. I have been Usalia, the Night Sister, who has successfully carried out the mission given to her by Coven Mother Morgan Elsbeth, which I'm sure is fine and will not lead to bigger things later. But yeah, normally on the internet, I am Archival Dust Bunny. I'm a queer and trans activist, museum worker, and TTRPG performer, producer, and podcaster. You can find me on Instagram and BlueSky at Archival Dust Bunny. I'm in lots of things, so check out social media to see where and when you can find me. But you should check out Bloom and Blight if you like magical girls, queer stories, or stuff like that. We are a Girl by Moonlight podcast. Our first arc, Requiem, is out in its entirety. So if you want to hear a story about grief and how it affects us, go and listen to that. Our holiday special comes out tomorrow. It's about 4 magical girls in training, taking their final exams at an academy outside of space and time. It's a fun one. It's longer for an episode for us, but it's full of festive cheer and shenanigans. And of course, coming up in January, you can find our brand new series, Blue and Blight Persephone, which I can only describe as mecha racing magical girls. If you enjoy sports anime or Zoids or IGPX or anything like that, come and check us out. Our trailer is up on socials and on our YouTube channel. And you can find that starting in January with a setting primer. For character and cast information, transcripts, a link to our amazing community Discord server, and our brand new merch shop, which has a lot of really cool stuff on it. Check out blueandblight.com. You can find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on socials on Instagram and BlueSky at Bloom and Blight.
I'm Dax, I use she, her pronouns. I've been the game master today. If you liked anything that I did, just go see Roads Uncharted. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. We will be returning with season 7 High Cinna in February. Last thing before we raid nerds with dice, I just got a quick little channel news thing that I completely forgot that I still had to do, and I closed out my notes because I am a professional. For a full list of all of Sword&Key's links, including socials, ongoing charities, affiliate discount codes, upcoming schedule, Hysina, casting calls, and other important updates, check out beacons.ai/sword&key. Or you can hop in the Discord by typing !Discord in chat if you are watching this on Twitch. Don't forget to join us Friday the 19th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. CET for the Paris 1-2 Step of 24, as above, so below, a trick of Shadowlight and Personae, GM'd by Craig. Thank you, Cinna, for get out. With that, we're going to raid Nerds with Dice. Don't forget to stick around for more HOPEmas charity stuff throughout this month, and hope the new year hope the holidays are gentle to you. And with that, bye.